Ladies and gentlemen, do you think you know more about chaos than the average YouTuber with too much free time on his hands? Let's get into it. Engron's calmest son here. And there's been something on my mind as a chaos fan. I don't try to delude you. When you come on to here, I tell you straight up, I'm biased, okay? I'm no Mr. Bones, I'm no Pancreas, no work, no looting, no major kill. I'm coming out here straight biased. You cannot ever come into my channel thinking I'm never gonna go 100% in favor of chaos, that I'm never gonna not defend the glory that is the holy, unholy for chaos gods. But I do read, I just actually got a new Adeptus Sororitas book. I'm just exploring every faction so far, so I'm up to date on everything, and then I'm actually not just telling you random stuff that I've seen in a 30-second YouTube short. But that being said, I obviously am a big chaos fan. You go through any of my videos, you'll see that. I actually, as of this whole year, have been predominantly reading only chaos stuff. I'm slowly branching out of that. But there is something that pisses me off. As a world eater, no, as just a regular fan, that just really makes me angry. And it's that people really don't fundamentally understand the Chaos Legions. And that's kind of a bold claim to make. Connor, I'm probably a bigger fan than you are. I probably have a way better conceptualization and understanding of these legions because I've been alive since the dawn of time, and you're actually wrong, you fool. Deactivate your YouTube channel. Whoa, dude. I'm only just saying some stuff. Chill out. But in actuality, I'm being serious. When I talk about the legions as a whole, I'm going to single out some so people can really understand the message I'm trying to spread to y'all. Night Lords and Iron Warriors would be a big proponent of this. So, to the casual fan, most people would probably assume, oh, these legions, from what they've gathered, don't like chaos and don't use chaos. They shout down the curses of the four and only want to attack the Imperium, but they don't want to use chaos. That's a load of shit. Sorry, it is. It's true. That's a load of shit. I mean, some warbands believe that. Not all of them. A lot of people think because of whether they watch 30-second clips on YouTube or some TikTok with some AI voice telling you something they're probably reading off either the wiki or the lexicanum, that that's gospel and that it's true. That's not true. It's not. There are Night Lords who do in fact use chaos, who do in fact worship chaos and are in fact enslaved by chaos. If you've read the Night Lords Omnibus, pretty prime example there. Uzas, who is a member of First Claw and is a member of the warband that is, currently the main people involved in the story, is a Khornate warrior. He serves the Blood God, actively makes many mentions to it, is actively screaming blood for the Blood God. The captain of that warband, Vandrid, who's later, who's titled as the Exalted, is in cahoots with Tzeentch, is occupied by a demon of Tzeentch. I don't know if that's a spoiler alert, but spoiler alert, if you haven't read it, you really should go read it. It's actually a really good book. I'd highly, highly recommend it. It made me a really big Night Lords fan. But that aside, the stereotypical this legion isn't about that is not true at all. And that same goes for Iron Warriors, a legion you would probably think use chaos as a tool and as a weapon, but they themselves don't worship chaos. Again, that's a load of crap. That's not true, dude, at all. If you've read A Storm of Iron, where we get introduced to Hansu, you're like, oh, no way, these dudes are cool. They're so edgy and cool. But then you see they have whole companies, dedicated to Khorne and Nurgle, and they're aware. Even Hansu says that chaos is a great power that's going to lead humanity. So get out of this mindset, if you're in this mindset, where, you think that these legions somehow use chaos as a tool. They do for sure, but you don't think it's not a parasitic relationship. The only person in this whole setting who may have a transactional relationship with chaos is Abaddon, by far. By far, 110%, man. There's no question there. These legions everybody thinks, their thoughts. They think what they know is right. And this includes me. Listen, I'm on here espousing shit I'm 1,000% confident in. I'm probably gonna have someone in the near future comment under this video and say, dude, you are so wrong. And for what I know, they could be right. I've only read like 40 books, and it's a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot. So what am I supposed to do? I'm trying to tell y'all, man. These legions are, you just don't get them. Or if you do get them, this is a little refresher. What also really grinds my gears about all this stuff is unironic. Actually, I'm going to take like a really super weird approach right now. The unironic chaos defenders, like people who will actually fight tooth and nail saying chaos is actually not evil and the chaos gods are like the good guys or something. They promote, Khorne is honorable. Nurgle's all about the cycle of birth and death and rebirth and building you back up again. Tzeentch is about innovation and change. Slaanesh is about expressing your ideas and seeking the best of yourself. No, absolutely not. That's not true, dude. It's just, ugh. Like, I saw Wes Hammer had a video. It's a year old, and it's a good video because he also kind of comes in talking about how that's probably just not true. That's just an interpretation that like some worlds have of chaos because they do some rituals and they like passively feed chaos, so chaos passively rewards them. Not how it works. Again, like let's do the champions of chaos so people can understand this. Typhus, really? Oh yeah, cool dude, plague wars, badass. No, body's rotted from the inside out, constantly suffering, constantly in this like perpetual state of like anger and like tweakified nature. Like the dude is not well mentally, and you could see this in Lords of Silence. He makes a cameo, you get some deep views into who he is. Even Mortarian's Primarch book, read that, you see glimpses of how he thinks. The dude's not a happy guy at all, and is constantly like a true freaking death guard, always like languishing in like this self-negative perpetual cycle of like depressive negativity that's keeping him in that shitty mind state. Lucius, or Lucius, depending on how you say. I say Lucius because it sounds cool. Constantly suffering too, dude. Just because he has plot armor, which he does not have plot armor, by the way. I will die on that hill. Does not have plot armor. The dude has a curse. Maybe some of the Third Legion think it's a blessing. Lucius himself might think of it as a blessing. But the dude dies quite a bit. Everyone who kills him gets remade into... He takes their body, but their face, their essence, molds into his armor. Boom. Guess what? They constantly taunt him, right? They constantly belittle him and just scream, and it wears him down mentally. Also, little fact about narcissists that Lucius the Faultless Blade and all of his stories do quite well really illustrate the fact that the dude's high on himself. He gets high off smelling his own farts. The dude's also his biggest freaking critic. He thinks he's always one step away from failure, and he needs to keep going, otherwise he can't prove he's the best. He still thinks he's proving he's the best swordsman and the best warrior in the galaxy. Newsflash, buddy. You've died so many times, you can't really claim that, right? Armin's perpetually is not a word, but we're going to say it's a word. Perpetually suffering. The dude is in perpetual agony. He's constantly trying to revive his legion. That's never ever going to happen. What's her name? Yverine brought back one. He was like, bro, you can do that? Immediately kills him. The dude is always going to suffer because Tzeentch finds it hysterical. Even if Tzeentch, there was an excerpt where he's not, he's releasing him from the great game, or he's going to let him do his own thing without interrupting. Guess what? Perpetual suffering, perpetual, the goalposts are always being moved with him. He's never going to achieve what he wants. He's always going to be in search of what he needs. Obviously not good. Khorne, for a World Eater fan such as I, who always like go to war for them and say how awesome they are and how misunderstood they are, some of the misunderstood stuff and stereotypes still apply. Khorne's capable of rational thinking and understanding, but when he fights, he's absolutely not. The nails do start biting, and he's lost in the bloodlust. Dude can't think, is in constant pain because of the nails. Any perceived movement that could be a threat starts the nails to bite. The dude's in constant anger. His legion is just decimated. They're fractured. Angron can only communicate in like grunts and like dark speak that's somehow transmittable to some people. And he can only satisfy himself by killing, so he can get that brief moment of not having his skull get tugged by wires. It's not good. Chaos isn't good, man. And it does kind of make me a little angry when some people, like online, hear some AI voice in a 30-second clip, or some AI reading off the lexicanum, and everyone's like, so true, so true, so based. It's not based. It's not. It's the opposite of based. It's unbased. It's foolish, you know. Listen, I get it from a casual perspective. I've only just recently started delving into the setting as a whole. It's nice to passively enjoy as a casual and to just kind of, it's a hobby. First and foremost, it's a hobby. It's not my life. I don't think it's anyone's life unless, you know, you're a YouTuber who's making a crap load of money. In that case, it is your life, and it's in your best interest to share, you know, everything you know about 40K. That's not me, but I'm still interested, right? And as a hobby that I enjoy, I get invested in it. I buy the books. I have models, which, by the way, if you like and subscribe and get me to 500 subscribers, I will paint my 2 finished orc boys. Just a little incentive there. But no. You know, it's easy for people who either only are interested in the lore or only watch YouTubers and TikToks and all that other stuff to get information that's only like 20% right, and the 30% is fluff from other people who've just decided to run with their headcanons, or just they've mixing and matching, you know, various excerpts and smashing them together and saying it's canon or there is no canon. Don't worry about that. That's some nerd stuff. And I know we're all nerds here, but let's save the giga nerd stuff for later. You get what I'm saying? Just people don't understand chaos either because they're so casual to it, which is fine because this is a setting, it's a hobby for everyone to enjoy who's interested. But second, it's also because people just kind of willfully are really, really, really super like dangerously invested in this stuff, where they'll be like, no, the Imperium's actually evil. Korn's a good guy. He's not, guys. He's absolutely not. And it just, you know, besides people not understanding the legions and how that works, same could be applied for the unironic Chaos Defenders. I will go to bat for Chaos always, but I'm also not deluded in the fact that the guys with spikes and you know, heads impaled on their shoulders are probably not the good guys. I mean, if I had to use some critical thinking, you know, is Blood Axe of the Child Slayer Legion a good guy? Probably not. You know, if I had to guess, he's probably not a chill and cool dude. But, you know, just anyway, I just wanted to get some of that off my head. If you guys have some stuff you think, I honestly know. This doesn't have to just be relegated to chaos. This is just what I feel most comfortable talking about. If you think there are some common misconceptions with your given faction, whether you're a loyalist or, you know, an Eldar fan, Tyranids, anything, you guys think there's some misconceptions, I do want to hear about them in the comments, because obviously I'm not as educated in those departments, and I just want to hear about them, and I think it'd be good conversation to be had. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, for the little World Eater rant there. It's always appreciated. If you like the video, it's always appreciated as well. That's about it, though. Long conversation that had to be had, and, you know, hopefully we're going to have some in the next couple of days to come. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. I am out of here.